Good morning, students. Good morning, teachers. Good morning, parents, and those of you that are all tuned in today. Welcome to today's live orientation lesson for grade 10. I am Janelle Moses, and I will be the presenter for live orientation. Today, we'll be focusing on food security, crime, and violence, as well as poverty and different types of social responsibility. Social issues range such as crime, poverty, and food security, as well as food production, violence, HIV, and AIDS, safety and security, unequal access to basic resources, and lack of services. Social responsibilities, including knowledge and skills to make informed decisions and take appropriate action. So, what does social justice mean? Social justice means equal, not just in the courts, but in all aspects of society. Social justice implies that people have equal rights and opportunities. Environmental justice means that everyone equally shares the benefits of a healthy and natural environment. Everyone shares the responsibility to keep the environment healthy, and everyone bears a fair share of the burdens of the environmental problem. No society on earth enjoys complete social or environmental justice, but there are important ideals to strive for. Have you ever heard the expression, the power of one? The saying reminds us that each of us can make a difference.
Teacher,
Oh,
sorry
yeah.
to
Yes,
interrupt. Sorry to interrupt. Can you just check your sound, please?
my sound is on.
Your sound is on, but it's crackling up. It's distorting. Can you maybe just speak further away from your mic?
Yes, I am on my mic. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. It sounds better. Thank you.
Okay. So, what are social and environmental justice? So, as I've just said, that social justice means equal, not just in the courts, but all aspects of society. Social justice implies that people have equal rights and opportunities. Environmental justice then means that everyone equally shares the benefits of a healthy and natural environment. Everyone shares the responsibility to keep the environment healthy, and everyone bears a fair share of the burdens of the environmental problems. No society on earth enjoys a complete social or environmental justice, but they are important ideals to strive for. Have you ever heard the expression, the power of one? This saying reminds us that each one of us can make a difference to improve our own lives and the lives of people around us. Even huge problems that plague the world, like poverty and diseases, can be tackled much more effectively if each one of us does our share to prevent and combat problems. The different types of social issues that plays a role in our community and society are crime and violence, poverty, as well as a few aspects that we will elaborate on. Social issues that has a negative impact on the community and the environment is one of the things that we always hear about in society known as crime and violence. These are things that we see that happen all around us and we witness them on a basic level. So as you know that we all know someone who has been a victim of crime and many of us have been personally affected. Fighting violence and crime is now a top government priority. The South African Police Services work to prevent, combat, and investigate crimes and maintain enforcement. On the next slide, we have a few crime statistics reported in the community over a 10-year period. You guys can just briefly have a look at the community reported serious crime trends over a 10-year period. As you can see, in 2008, there was an increase. Up until 2018, there has been a drop. So during the 10-year period, there has, however, been a drop in the crime statistics or in this specific report. Safety and security. I'm sure that everyone wants to feel safe with what is going on outside in the world currently. So therefore it is important to make sure that the safety and security are taken well care of. The fight against crime is one aspect of increasing the safety and security we experience in our daily lives. To feel safe, we need to live in housing and medical and healthy. People also have a right to be physically safe with their families in their homes. Some other aspects of safety and security are the Department of Defense and military veterans who protect and defend our country against any outside threat. So we have crime and violence, that is one social issue, as well as safety and security. Then we have poverty. So poverty is a term that we come across in our everyday lives. We hear about it often. People are constantly fighting poverty. And some people are constantly fighting poverty without the fact that others around them are actually aware of what they are going through. So poor people cannot get enough resources to satisfy their basic human needs such as food, housing, and medical care. And in 2007, Statistics South Africa defines the poverty line. Studies show that more than 47% of South Africa's population lives below the poverty line. Looking at trends in the poverty situation in South Africa, research found the following: that poverty has however declined notably since 2000, and child hunger have been halved between 2004 and 2007. Food and security. Food security means that every man, woman, and child can at all times grow or buy enough food to ensure their physical and mental health. A lack of food security hits poor people hard. When food prices go up or when a hailstorm destroys their meals, they go hungry because they have no other way of growing or buying all the food that they need. Food security also affects whole countries and regions. If environmental disasters like droughts or floods wipe out the crops and animals, the result could be famine. Food can be important, but the poor cannot afford to pay for it. Food aid keeps such people alive, but the aid is seldom enough to prevent malnutrition. So, effective food production is the most important way to ensure food security. So, there are three effective tips for food production that I have listed. Those are not the only three. Please remember that those are not the only effective methods of food production to ensure food security. Those are only the three that I have mentioned. So, one of the ways for effective food production to take place is teaching subsistence farms more efficient ways of growing their own food, making it easier for small-scale farmers to sell their produce and receive a fair price, as well as research and develop new strains of crops that are resistant to diseases. So we have discussed crime and violence, safety and security, policy, as well as food and security. The next social justice factor is HIV and AIDS. Many private organizations, NGOs, charities, and individuals are working hard to combat the scourge of HIV and AIDS. They educate South Africans about the infection, encourage them to get tested to know their HIV status, teach them how to stay HIV free, and to provide care and services for those living with HIV and AIDS. So the term HIV is human immunodeficiency virus, and HIV causes AIDS and interferes with the body's ability to fight infections. HIV can be transmitted through contact, blood, semen, or vaginal fluid. AIDS is known as acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. It is a chronic life-threatening condition caused by HIV. So, our social justice and our social factors are crime and violence, safety and security, poverty, food security, as well as HIV and AIDS. The Department of Health draws up a comprehensive HIV and AIDS care management and treatment plan for South Africa, which includes the provision of antiretroviral treatment. And those are the type of medication that you take when you are tested positive for HIV. So we are quickly going to do a pop quiz and then we are going to wrap up today's lesson. And I will speak to you guys about the next topic that we will cover. As well, there's a challenge that I would like to ask of you guys. So if you can bear with me and be patient while we do the pop quiz, it is important that you try to answer to the best of your ability, as this will also ensure that how well you have been listening, how well you have been taking notes, and how well you can follow instructions. Okay, so question one. Explain in your own words the meaning of environmental justice and social justice. So anyone that can explain the meaning or define the meaning environmental justice and someone that can define the term social justice. These are the terms that we have just discussed at the beginning of the slide, at the beginning of the lesson. We spoke about social and environmental justice or social and environmental responsibilities. So question one says, explain in your own words the meaning of environmental justice and social justice. So social justice means to be equal, not in the cause, but in all aspects of society. And then also social justice implies that people have equal rights and opportunities. If there is anyone that would like to define or to explain the term environmental justice, please feel free to do so. I'll give you guys a moment if there's anyone that would like to try and answer the first question before we go on. Okay, and then environmental justice means that everyone equally shares the benefits of a healthy and natural environment. Everyone shares the responsibilities to keep the environment healthy, and everyone bears a fair share of the burden of the environmental problems. So that, in a nutshell, is the terms and the definitions of social and environmental justice. Julia, my mic is off again. My mic is off again.
Teacher,
Yes,
sorry to interrupt. Just unplug your mic for me and plug it back in.
I'm doing that now, yes.
Thank you.
Okay. I see Vicky said that environmental justice is to take responsibility for the environment and not to pollute our earth. Thank you so much, Vicky. Can you guys just also indicate if you can hear me clearly now?
Much better, thank you, teacher.
Thank you so much. Right, we are going to go on to question two. Question two says, give an example to each of the above mentioned. So for question one, you had to define the terms social and environmental justice. So now for question two, you guys must be able to give me an example of social justice and an example of environmental justice. So anyone that can give me one example of social and one example of environmental justice. Anyone? Thank you for those of you that are still answering and still giving your opinion about question 1 based on environmental and social justice. Anyone that is willing to make an example of their own. We must recycle and reuse and save our environment. Yes, that is a good example to not pollute so that our environment will be clean at all times. So that therefore is then an example of environmental justice, right? Is there anyone that can give an example for social justice? So I'm going to give my example of social justice. And I have an example where one of the poorest people and one of the wealthiest people are being in one room. But they, however, have different statuses, but they do not have different rights. Remember that we are all entitled to the same rights and duties. We must recycle and reuse. Yes, we must not discriminate and judge people based on their races. And we must help people more often, like buy them a loaf of bread. Thank you for all the answers and the participation, guys. Thank you so much. I do appreciate your time. Question 3. How would you describe an environment that is not harmful to your health and well-being? Vicky, are you able to hear me yet? I don't know what's wrong with this earphone.
Teacher,
Yes.
it might be your connectivity, so please just ask the children to follow your text and your voice.
Okay. So those of you that are struggling to hear me this morning, I do apologize. I think I am experiencing a connectivity problem. So please just bear with me and follow my voice. Also listen to the questions so that you will be able to participate and to answer the question. So question 3, how would you describe an environment that is not harmful to your health and well-being? Anyone that would like to describe an environment that they feel would not be harmful to your health or your well-being? Yes, the Amazon, that is a good example. Less pollution, more green areas, the water is safe. Someone said the water is nice and clear in Scotland. And then also, an environment that is not harmful is one where there are trees, there is fresh water, and the air is free from pollution. There is no crime, and it is safe to walk in the streets. The waste is removed every week, and the streets are clean every day. So that is an example of the environment or the type of environment which will not be harmful to your health and your well-being. So an environment where there's a lot of trees, where the waste is constantly being picked up and removed. So those are all positive aspects of the environment, right? Things in the environment that will not harm us. Question 5, guys, please listen as we go on to question 5. What does it mean to consider committing a crime? Remember, One of the issues of social and environmental justice that we have discussed earlier on is crime and violence. So is there anyone that would like to answer question 3? Sorry, I skipped question 4, guys. I'm just briefly going to go to question 4, which goes hand in hand with the answer of question 5. So question 4, in your own words, explain what the following statement means. While poverty exists, there is no true freedom. So anyone that would like to explain in their own words what the statement I have just read means to them. And the statement reads as follows. While poverty exists, there is no true freedom. Anyone that would like to take a try and answer question 4? It means you have thought about committing a crime. Thank you, Cassie, for answering question 5. Is there anyone that would like to give question 4 a try? People are not able to do what they want to do. They are desperate and hungry, and there are not enough jobs for people to make a living. Yes, people don't have clean water. They cannot afford food. So you guys are telling me all these lovely answers. You guys are giving amazing answers. What does the statement mean to you? With money around, there is no freedom. That is someone's answer as well. So listen carefully. The statement reads, while poverty exists, there is no true freedom. So this statement to me means that people who are living in poverty are not free. They can't choose where to live, what to eat, where to go to school, and which hospital is best for them. So that is what the statement means. While people exist, there is no true freedom. While poverty exists, while poverty exists, there is no true freedom. So people are living in poverty. They are not free because they can't choose where they want to live, what they want to eat, or the type of health care they seek. So question 5, what does it mean to consider committing a crime? And Cassie already given us an answer. She said it is when you think of wanting to kill someone or wanting to do something that you know is not right, that could count against you in the court of law. So it means, so that is basically what does it mean to consider committing a crime. To think about doing something bad, yes, thank you. It is when you think above the law or beyond the law. Thank you so much, guys, for the answers. Well, so that is basically our questions for today. And then we have question 6. This is our last 3 questions, guys. You have done really well with answering the questions. I'm glad you guys are listening so actively. Question 6. Name 2 effective ways of food production. Vicky has already said farming. Yes, thank you so much, Vicky, for your participation. And to all of you that are listening and to participating, in answering the question. An effective way of food production is farming. Yes. Fishing so that people can grow their own food. And then also to research new crops, new strains of crops that will be resistant to diseases. Fair selling of goods made by farmers, yes. Planting as well, yes. Thank you so much. We are going to go on to question 7. What does human rights mean to you? Remember, we have covered human rights in last week's lesson. So what does human rights mean to you as an individual? Remember, we said that everyone is entitled to their own rights and responsibilities. So you, therefore, have the rights of yourself. So now you need to be able to tell me, what does human rights mean to you? Something that protects you from different forms of discrimination. Yes, thank you so much. People's various rights and responsibilities as well, yes. That everybody is equal and everybody deserves their rights to be respected. Thank you so much, guys. Right. If there's no one else that is giving another answer to question 7, thank you, Vicky. That is the last answer to question 7. Then we'll be going on to question 8. It means to have rights and responsibilities to obey the law and protect us from racism and equal rights to everyone. Yes, that is correct. Thank you so much, Vicky. We're moving on to question 8. In case of an emergency where human trafficking is suspected to take place, what is the helpline number you can call to prevent this situation from happening? Remember on Friday, we discussed the helpline number if your human rights are being violated and you suspect human trafficking is going to take place. What is the number that we said that you guys can call if the situation of danger arises? Thank you so much. Arthur 0800555999. So that is the number that you can call in the event of human trafficking or any other dangerous situation that really needs to be taken care of by the forces of the helpline. Right, question 9. Name the different types of study methods. If you guys have listened, I have said earlier on, you guys are doing well with participating and active listening. So now my question is, name the different types of study methods. The study methods, yes. Remember, you have study skills and you have study methods. So now we need to know the different types of study methods. Memory, concentration, hearing, looking. I see people is answering. Anyone that would like to add there? So our study methods include note taking, mind mapping, as well as to select important concepts and content, assignment, and essay construction. Remember, we did construction last week as well, and then also to make comparisons. So the study methods are note taking, mind mapping, selection of important concepts and content, and assignment and essay construction, as well as making comparisons. And the last question, do you think it is important to have a study plan for yourself? Yes or no? I would say yes, it is important so that you will know at all times when to study for which subject and how often to take regular breaks, also how well you are managing your time. So yes, it is important to have a study plan for yourself. Thank you so much, guys, for listening and for participating. It is important because you avoid time wasters. Yes, thank you so much. So thanks for answering the questions. We are going to wrap up today's lesson. And if there is anyone that would like to ask something before we end of today's lesson, please feel free to do so. So to wrap up today's lesson, we have dealt with environment and social justice and responsibilities. Poverty leads to a lack of freedom and to environmental and social injustice. Environmental injustice happens when poor people suffer the most from pollution and have to work in dangerous conditions and not to have access to resources. Social justice is seen when people with fewer choices do not suffer from discrimination and they have access to services such as health services, education, electricity, sanitation, and housing. Crime and violence are violations of our constitution. They affect everyone in the country. And then lastly, we are all affected by HIV and AIDS because it harms the people we love, work with, and even live with. So, in a nutshell, that is our lesson for today, which covered topics of environmental and social injustice. So, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in every day, for your dedication, your time, and your participation. I would like to ask of you guys to at least try and do one workout per day. Remember that physical education is also part of life orientation. So, with that being said, it is important to keep fit, to stay healthy, to keep in shape. So, when you do study, however, you can take regular breaks, as we've said, and you can do a workout, a short workout, or just a basic exercise plan. So my challenge for today is that you guys will take at least 10 minutes of your time to stay fit, to stay healthy, and to do a workout. Please join me every weekday, guys, at 9 a.m. for grade 10 life orientation lessons. Thank you so much once again for taking a time out every day, for tuning in despite the challenges that we are facing. Please feel free to follow us on social media at Africa Teen Geeks at DBE. You may make use of the hashtags, hashtag lockdown school. And if you have any work related or school related queries or questions that you would like to ask me, please feel free to contact me via email at mosesjanelle19 at gmail.com. Thank you so much, guys. Have a lovely day further.